Let's get right into it. Number 7. Your child's brain is protecting them from early trauma. Here's what most parents don't realize. Those difficult early years your child experienced, their brain is actually designed to forget them. I know this sounds impossible, but neuroscience shows us something remarkable. The same memory system that erases positive experiences also shields children from psychological damage. Dr. Patricia Bauer from Emory University spent decades studying childhood amnesia. Her research reveals that children naturally forget events before age 3 to 4, not because their brains can't store memories, but because forgetting serves a crucial protective function. Think about your own childhood. Can you remember being 2 years old? Most people can't. This isn't a flaw in memory development. It's a feature. Your child's developing brain prioritizes emotional survival over perfect recall. Harvard's Center on the Developing Child confirms this pattern. When children experience stress or trauma early in life, their memory systems actually work to minimize long-term psychological damage. The brain focuses on building coping skills rather than storing traumatic details. This means something profound for your family. Every moment of safety you create today matters more than past difficulties. Your child's brain is designed to prioritize present connections over past experiences. The consistent love you provide now literally rewrites their emotional foundation. But here's where it gets even more interesting. Understanding these 7 psychological reasons will change how you think about your child's development forever. Number 6. Your child had no sense of self. During early trauma. Here's a concept that will shift your entire perspective on early childhood experiences. For the first 18 to 24 months of your child's life, they didn't even know they were a separate person. Dr. Michael Lewis from Rutgers University developed the mirror test to measure self-awareness. Researchers place a dot on a child's nose and show them a mirror. Before 18 months, children try to touch the baby in the mirror. After 18 months, they touch their own nose. This moment marks the birth of self-concept. What does this mean for traumatic experiences? Your child couldn't form autobiographical memories because there was no self to remember things happening to. They experienced events, but without an internal narrator saying, "This happened to me." Dr. Daniel Siegel from UCLA explains this in his interpersonal neurobiology research. Early experiences get stored as implicit memories. These are body sensations and emotional patterns, not story-based memories. Your child might remember feeling unsafe, but they won't remember specific traumatic events. This protective mechanism serves multiple purposes. Without a developed sense of self, children can't internalize blame or shame about difficult experiences. They can't think, "I'm bad, because this happened to me," because the concept of I isn't fully formed yet. For parents, this creates an incredible opportunity. Every interaction you have with your child now is helping build their sense of self. When you respond with patience instead of frustration, you're literally helping them develop a positive self-concept. When you provide comfort during difficult moments, you're teaching their nervous system that they are worthy of care. The University of Minnesota's longitudinal study followed children for 30 years. They found that secure attachment can develop at any stage of childhood, regardless of early experiences. Your child's sense of self is still forming. Your consistent presence is the most powerful influence on that development. Number 5. Your child's brain was in a constant altered state. This might sound strange, but your young child's brain operated more like an adult brain on psychedelics than normal waking consciousness. Scientists have compared infant brainwave patterns to adults in deep, meditative states or under the influence of consciousness-altering substances. Dr. Alison Gopnik from UC Berkeley calls this lantern consciousness versus spotlight consciousness. Adult brains focus attention like a spotlight, concentrating on specific details. Child brains illuminate everything like a lantern, taking in massive amounts of information without filtering. Before age 4, your child's brain produced primarily theta waves. These are the same brain waves present during hypnosis, deep meditation, and dream states. Your child was awake but not present in any way you'd understand as normal consciousness. This altered state served a crucial function during difficult experiences. Trauma couldn't be processed in the same way it would be in an adult brain. Instead of creating sharp, painful memories, difficult experiences got absorbed into the general flow of consciousness. Dr. Bruce Perry's research at the Child Trauma Academy shows that young children process trauma differently than older children or adults. Their brains are designed to adapt and survive rather than remember and analyze. This neurological protection prevents early trauma from creating the same psychological damage it might cause later in development. For your family, this means early difficult experiences don't define your child's future. Their brain was naturally protected during those vulnerable years. The consistent safety you provide now is building new neural pathways that support healthy development. The key insight here is understanding your child's current developmental stage. If they're still young, their brain is still in this adaptive, resilient state. If they're older, their brains have moved into more focused consciousness, making present moment connections even more important. Number 4. Your child's brain deletes memories to save space for learning. Your child's brain operates like a sophisticated computer that automatically deletes files to make room for more important programs. This process, called neural pruning, intentionally erases early memories to create space for essential life skills. Dr. Jay Geed from the National Institute of Mental Health discovered that children's brains create millions of new neural connections in the first 3 years of life. But by age 5, the brain begins systematically eliminating connections that aren't being regularly reinforced. This isn't a malfunction, it's intelligent design. Your child's brain prioritizes survival skills over storage of specific events. Learning to walk, talk, recognize faces, and understand cause and effect takes enormous neural resources. Early memories that don't support these essential functions get deleted. What gets saved versus what gets deleted follows clear patterns. Emotional memories tied to safety and security get reinforced. Procedural memories about how to do things get strengthened. But episodic memories about specific events, especially stressful ones, often get pruned away. Dr. Lynn Nadell from the University of Arizona explains that this pruning process protects children from being overwhelmed by early negative experiences. The brain essentially decides that remembering how to trust and connect is more important than remembering specific moments of distress. For parents dealing with guilt about early difficult periods, this research provides enormous relief. Your child's brain was designed to naturally release memories that might interfere with healthy development. The trauma you worried would damage them forever has likely already been processed and cleared. But here's the crucial insight for your current parenting. The same neural pruning that deletes difficult memories also strengthens positive patterns. Every moment of attunement, comfort, and responsive care you provide now gets reinforced in your child's developing brain. Current neuroscience research shows that positive experiences can literally overwrite the neural pathways created by early stress. Your consistent presence isn't just making new memories, it's reshaping your child's entire emotional foundation. Number 3. Your child's brain prioritized survival over memory formation. During early childhood, your child's brain operated with one primary directive: stay alive. Everything else, including memory formation, was secondary to basic survival functions. This biological programming actually protected your child from psychological damage during difficult experiences. Dr. Stephen Porges's polyvagal theory explains how children's nervous systems prioritize safety above all else. When young children feel threatened, their brains shift all resources toward survival responses. Memory formation gets deprioritized because immediate safety matters more than future recollection. This explains why children can experience significant stress but then seem to bounce back quickly. Their brains aren't designed to hold on to threatening experiences the way adult brains do. Instead, they focus on identifying current safety cues and building secure attachments. Research from the University of Minnesota's Institute of Child Development shows that children's brains are remarkably focused on relational survival. They're constantly scanning for signs that their caregivers are available and responsive. This scanning uses enormous cognitive resources, leaving less capacity for detailed memory storage. For parents, this creates both relief and responsibility. Relief because early difficulties likely didn't create the lasting damage you feared. Responsibility because your child's brain is still actively scanning for safety cues in your current interactions. Dr. Daniel Hughes, who developed dyadic developmental psychotherapy, emphasizes that children's brains remain focused on attachment security throughout childhood. This means every interaction you have with your child either reinforces their sense of safety or activates their survival systems. The practical implication is profound. Your child's brain is designed to prioritize your current relationship over past experiences. When you respond with patience instead of irritation, you're sending safety signals that their nervous system immediately recognizes and integrates. This survival-focused programming also explains why children often seem to forgive quickly after conflicts. Their brains are wired to repair relationships rather than hold grudges. They need connection for survival, so they naturally move toward repairing bonds rather than maintaining distance. Number 2. Your child thought in a pre-verbal language you can't access. Before your child developed language, they experienced the world through what neuroscientists call implicit memory. This is a completely different way of processing and storing experiences that has nothing to do with words or stories. Dr. Daniel Siegel explains that implicit memories are stored as body sensations, emotional states, and behavioral patterns. Young children might remember feeling safe or unsafe, but they can't translate these experiences into the verbal memories that adults recognize as real memories. This pre-verbal processing actually served as protection during difficult experiences. Without language to create stories about what happened, children couldn't develop the self-blame or shame narratives that often accompany trauma in older children and adults. Think of it like trying to remember a dream. You might wake up with a feeling or an emotion, but you can't quite put the experience into words. That's how your young child processed their entire world. Rich, meaningful experiences that couldn't be translated into verbal memory. Research from Boston Children's Hospital shows that this pre-verbal processing allows children to heal from difficult experiences more completely than adults. Because they don't have language-based stories about what happened, they don't get stuck in cognitive loops of blame, shame, or fear. For your current parenting, this insight is crucial. Your young child is still operating partially in this pre-verbal system. They respond more to your emotional tone and body language than to your actual words. When you stay calm during challenging moments, you're communicating safety in their primary language. Dr. Alan Shore's research on attachment and affect regulation shows that children's emotional development happens primarily through nonverbal communication with caregivers. Your facial expressions, voice tone, and physical presence carry more information than your words. This means you have incredible power to reshape your child's implicit memories through your current interactions. Every moment of calm presence, every gentle touch, every patient response is communicating directly to their pre-verbal memory system that they are safe and valued. Number 1. Your child's early memories might still exist as body wisdom. Here's the fascinating final piece of this puzzle. While your child can't consciously access early memories, those experiences might still exist as what trauma researchers call somatic memory or body wisdom. Dr. Bessel van der Kolk's groundbreaking research shows that the body stores memories that the conscious mind can't access. Your child might not remember specific events, but their nervous system might still carry the imprint of those experiences. This isn't something to fear. It's actually another layer of protection. Early experiences get stored as general patterns of safety or alertness rather than specific traumatic memories. Your child's body might remember feeling threatened, but it doesn't remember the details that could create ongoing psychological distress. Dr. Peter Levine's somatic experiencing work demonstrates that children are naturally equipped to release trauma from their bodies, unlike adults, who often get stuck in their minds thinking about difficult experiences. Children naturally process stress through movement, play, and physical expression. You might notice this in your child's behavior. They might have specific reactions to certain sounds, textures, or situations that seem to come from nowhere. These could be their body's way of communicating about early experiences without creating conscious distress. The remarkable news is that positive experiences can overwrite these somatic patterns. When you consistently provide safety, comfort, and attunement, you're helping your child's nervous system learn new patterns of response. Research from the University of California, San Francisco shows that secure attachment relationships can literally rewire the nervous system even after early trauma. Your child's body is constantly learning from your interactions, updating its survival programming based on current experiences. This means every hug, every moment of patient listening, every time you help your child calm down during distress, you're teaching their nervous system a new way of being in the world. You're not just making memories. You're healing at the cellular level. What this means for your family. Today, understanding these 7 psychological principles changes everything about how you approach parenting after early difficulties. Your child's brain is designed to prioritize present relationships over past experiences. Every moment of connection you create today literally rewrites their emotional foundation. The research is clear. Children's brains remain remarkably plastic throughout childhood and adolescence. Dr. Dan Siegel's work on neuroplasticity shows that positive experiences can reshape neural pathways well into the teenage years. This doesn't mean early experiences don't matter. They do. But they don't determine your child's future the way many parents fear. Your consistent presence, your patient responses, and your willingness to repair when conflicts happen. These current experiences carry more weight than past difficulties. The key is understanding that healing happens in relationship. You don't need to help your child remember early experiences. You need to help them feel safe in the present moment. When children feel consistently safe with their caregivers, their nervous systems naturally release old patterns of stress and hypervigilance.